Hi friends, Dr. Lisa here, physical therapist and osteoporosis exercise expert. I am also a person with low bone mass. So together we're learning 4 new exercises today on how to prevent fractures and strengthen our bones. We're going to do a great posture exercise called a Y, which also is an awesome core exercise if you do it correctly. So pay attention to the cues I give you there. We're going to do a nice lower body strength exercise. We're going to do a power exercise for our arms, and then we're going to do some lateral braiding and dynamic balance, stuff that is really beneficial for all of us. You are going to need a dumbbell for your upper body exercise, and you're going to need bands very similar to last week's. This is a progression of last week's exercise. So preferably a band with handles or a CLX band, something that you can attach firmly to a wall or doorway. And it needs to be a little bit lighter strength than the one last week. If you did last week's videos with the T's, you want a band that's a little bit lighter strength than that. This is a little bit more challenging exercise to do correctly. All right, I thank you for joining me. I appreciate all of your comments and positive feedback for this free information that I provide for you. Always eternally grateful for you. Without you, none of this would matter to me. I thank you. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. We welcome you to the Brick House Bones family. All right, let's get started. We're going to start with this exercise called the letter Y. So I'm attaching my band, and last week we attached it between elbow and shoulder height, and this time I'm going just slightly lower at about waist height or mid-thigh height, because we're going to be pulling from a low position to a high position. And we're pulling into the Y position. Now your palms can be forward or they can be facing each other with the thumbs back. Either position is okay. If you feel a little pinchiness in your shoulder, then try rotating the thumbs back. That might feel a little bit better. Next, if you do this correctly, this is a great core exercise. So as you're preparing to raise your arms overhead, we want to turn on these muscles in the abdomen. We want to pull and brace our ribs down just slightly, keeping the ribs down, because as you reach up, you need to resist the urge to back bend. We don't want to be back bending for this particular exercise. We want to be reaching with the shoulders. So as you're resisting that tendency to want to back bend, you are going to feel great tension in your core muscles. Okay, this is what this looks like from this view. Being sure not to lean back. I would start, if this is your first time doing it, again, start with a very light band. Do 10 repetitions the first time. Again, adjust, maybe turn the palms toward each other and the thumbs back if you have any pain or pinching in the shoulders. Take your time. Don't do this. Okay? Keep tension here. 10 repetitions. First round. The next time you do that exercise in your routine, maybe you can do 2 rounds of 10. Then the third time, maybe you can do 3 rounds of 10. But it's a great upper body and core exercise. Now, next we're going to go into our lower body exercise. And today we're doing a lunge. Now, there's more than one way to do a lunge, but I always teach it. The first way is to do a reverse lunge. And that reverse lunge is better, in my opinion, and based on the research, because it creates less tension and compressive forces on our knees than a forward lunge. So this reverse lunge is a step back and down, and then return. Step back and down, and then return. The knee still tracks over the foot. Yes, it's okay if it goes past the toes. That is old school advice that that's not safe. The new school is we know that that's not harmful. In fact, it's beneficial for achieving full range of motion in our joints. Now, what I would not want to see is the knee to go in or go out, but we want the knee to track on top of the foot and ankle. So as you're coming down, knee can come forward over the toes, that's just fine, but we don't want to see this in and out movement. Can you use a chair for support? Of course. If I recommend 10 and you can only do 5, is that okay? Absolutely. Yay, you did 5. Do you be reasonable with yourself if this is a new exercise? So we're going to go into, we'll do 5 on each side, reverse lunges. Step back. This is also a great balance exercise. This is often very challenging for people for balance to step back and do this. This translates to so many things in our day-to-day life. Trying to keep the shoulders upright, okay? Shoulders stay up versus this. We don't want to see the shoulders coming forward. We want to stay up. We're up on the back toes. So that's what that reverse lunge looks like. If you need to pick something up off the floor, you're picking a child up off the floor, groceries, your dog, your cat, that's the right way to get down there and lift. If we don't practice that, we lose it. If you've lost it, you can regain it by working that movement a little bit several times a week. Work on it, it will get stronger, you will get better, and a lot more confident. All right, next up, balance. Now, even though that was a nice balance exercise also, I have another balance exercise, and this one today is braiding. So we're going to cross the midline, so leg crosses in front, step out. Leg crosses behind, step out. Front, step out, behind, step out. Return, the other foot crosses in front, step out, behind, step out. I would like you to find a place in your house where you could do this for at least 10 steps in one direction and at least 10 steps in the other direction. Now, I'm trying to keep my shoulders pointed straight ahead as my lower body, my hips, are rotating underneath me. 10 steps in one direction, 10 steps in the other direction. Repeat that 3 times. That's a balance exercise that you could do every day. I'm going to go back to the lunges. 10 lunges if you're new to lunges, 5 per leg. Start there. Slowly add repetitions. Do 2 sets and 3 sets in the next few times you do that exercise. And then we'll add weight, or maybe you're doing 10 on each side for 1 set, 10 on each side for 2 sets. Gradually increase it, but start with 5 if you're new to that. Okay, last exercise. This is our power exercise, and this is where power involves speed. How can we move quickly and deliberately and with force? And when we move with more speed, it puts more stress on our bones. That stress is what tells our bones to grow. So dumbbells at your side, feet hip width apart, abdominal muscles are bracing, not firmly, gently. We just are turning them on to support our spine. Shoulders are rolled back, and just watch here first. We're going to go up and down slow. So it's a quick up and down slow. And you'll hear that I'm exhaling on that quick speed movement in the up direction. Slowly lower. Slowly lower. Okay, are you ready? Let's do 10 power curls really quick in the up motion, slow on the down motion. There's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, bracing in the middle, 9, 10. Now, I don't know if you could feel the difference. I could feel the difference. So I had 10-pound dumbbells, but that speed of movement, I felt a lot more tension in the muscle, a lot more tension and contraction. And that is what we're going for. Thank you for joining me. We're together. We are learning the right type of exercises to prevent fractures and improve our bone health. I'll see you next week.